the phone just would not work for some reason. I went live and it just went immediately into what do you call it? It went immediately into unconnected. I looked at my other phone and I had, you can see, 5G. I got, 3 bars, 5G. So, don't know. Technology. So, no, just, where are we at today? Well, you tell me. See if you can figure out where we're at. So, let's see if anybody there. No comments yet. Good morning, Ray. Can everybody hear me okay? I hope I'm using the microphone and everything, but y'all try to figure out where I'm at. Arkansas, no. Hello, good morning, good morning. Good to catch you live. Indiana, no. Morning, Stan, I'm here. Read some of the comments there. Hello from Rockford, Illinois. Yep, there you go. Tennessee, no. Whoa, got a truck coming on here. Move over. Oregon, no. Ohio, no. Pennsylvania, no. Remember, folks, where was I heading? From Texas? I was heading from Tucson, Arizona. I went down to Dallas. And from Dallas, I was working my way up to Pennsylvania, to Cincinnati. So let's see. I didn't see some of those comments because I was driving. So I don't think anybody's guessed it yet. Good morning, good morning. Louisiana? No, you don't go through Louisiana. Hello from Arizona. Come on, folks. There's one state you haven't picked right there so far between Texas and Cincinnati. I have a feeling it's going to be a hard morning today trying to live stream. For some reason, I'm not having very good signal. I think it's because of all these trees around here. It's good enough for a telephone call, but when you try to live stream, so much data and all the water in the leaves is a barrier for a cell phone signal. Not much different than a mountain or something. So depends on where the cell phone towers are at. Depends on how many trees are in between you and that. Can I please reach out to Joe? What do I need to reach out to Joe for? Hey, Stan, can you please reach out to Joe? I suppose I could, but I don't know for what reason, I'm not sure. Now, I'm in Kentucky. Not Tennessee, I'm in Kentucky. All right, so what I did is I was coming across yesterday through Texas. You saw me going up I-30 in Texas, leaving Dallas. And run across to Arkansas, got to Memphis, stopped and fueled up, and got to West Memphis, Arkansas, and fueled up. And then from there, jumped across the river into Memphis, and then I took 51 north up through Dyersburg, up through that way, all the way up to Paducah. Got up to Paducah last night, went to bed, and then this morning, run across from Paducah. I'm heading over to Elizabethtown on the Western Kentucky Parkway. This is the old toll road. It's one of the very few toll roads in Kentucky. The Kentucky toll road system, they actually dropped the tolls many years ago. So it's one of the few highway systems that was a toll that they promised after the toll pays for the highway, we will make it a free highway again. And they did. There was one between Dallas and Fort Worth on I-30 that used to be a toll road. It's not anymore. But just about all these other toll roads, like Kansas, for instance. Kansas built the toll road back in the late 60s, early 70s, I think. And there's a whole story behind that, using Teamster money and Jimmy Hoffa, the whole, whatever, mob money, whatever. Anyway, there's a whole story there on the Kansas Turnpike. But they built it, and they said, well, we'll use it for 20, 25 years, something like that. And once it's paid for, we'll turn it into a free road. Nope. They made excuses. They like getting toll money coming in, that revenue, so they kept it a toll road. So, but anyway, here in Kentucky, it's one of the few highways that they, there was a toll road, and they cut out and said, no, we're not going to make it a toll road anymore. So, it's a free highway. Thing is, I don't think a lot of truck drivers know about it. Okay? They leave Memphis, they think, okay, from Memphis, go over to Nashville, and then run 65 north up to Louisville. But run that way, you'll know it's a very crowded highway. It's a 2-lane highway, lots and lots of traffic. And man, if there's an accident, you're backed up for miles. It's hard to get around. There's not a whole lot of good side roads between, in that area that you can get through. I mean, if you had a car, maybe you could go around and some stuff. But in some eyes, the roads aren't very good. The secondary roads are hard to navigate, or they just don't save you much time or whatever. So many places in the country, when you're driving on the interstate, if there's an accident or something on the interstate, you can get off the exit, run over somewhere, and kind of run a highway that's somewhat parallel. There's a hawk just got a mouse, I guess. But anyway, you can get off and run a parallel highway and get around whatever backup. Running from Memphis over to Nashville, there's just not a whole lot of that available to you. I mean, if you have an accident, if there's an accident or construction that's backed up forever, you can get around it, but it's just not real convenient. So what you do is you figure the miles from Memphis up to Louisville, okay? Run those miles, okay. Well, then you run from Memphis, run the miles going up 51 up through Paducah, Dyersburg, Tennessee, and all up through that way up to Paducah, and then run this Western Kentucky Parkway over to Elizabeth. Sorry about it, folks. It just keeps buffering. Can't really do much about it. So anyway, you go down here and bumpity bump. This way we're going into Ohio County. We're going across the Green River right now. Oh, there it is off to the right. Oh, no, that's a big field. Bunch of corn down there, looks like. On the other side of these trees, yep, right there's the Green River. Okay, and then so anyway, we go this way. Just very little traffic. I mean, like I said, look at the traffic ahead of me, but look at the traffic coming the other direction. There's just very little traffic on this highway out here. Okay. Now, on the other hand, not a lot of places to park. There's not very many truck stops along here, but it doesn't really matter because running across I-40 over to Nashville, the truck stops that are along over there, because there's so much truck traffic, there ain't no parking there either. So yeah, pick your poison. Either a lot of truck stops that are full, or very few truck stops that probably aren't going to be full. But like I said, there's not a whole lot of places. I could have drove for another 45 minutes last night, but I didn't. I stopped in Paducah because I knew I could find a place to park there. I know it wasn't at the Loves or the Pilot or anything like that. I got a secret hiding place that I can park over around the Paducah area. I ain't gonna tell you where it's at because then y'all start using it. So anyway, that's what we're doing. We're heading over here to Elizabethtown, Kentucky, then catching 65 north to Louisville. All right, and then we're gonna work from Louisville up to what is it, 71, I think. Run out up to Cincinnati. Yeah, 71. So that's what we're doing today, and look at it. There's so little traffic across, and it's a pretty drive. And all these rolling hills with all these pretty trees. It's a pretty drive across here, and it's an interstate. Well, it's a parkway, but you get down, it's a toll road, or it used to be a toll road. But yeah, it's just nice. Right there is about the most traffic I've seen all day. Oh, another thing is there's fewer scales this way. There's only two from Memphis up to Louisville. From Memphis up to Elizabethtown. There's only two scales going this way. Going the other way, there's 1, 2, 3. There's 3 that I can think of. Okay, and they work them a lot harder because there's a lot more truck traffic going through there. So these bonuses all the way around go this way. A whole lot of bonuses going this way. Ugh. So what all else you know today? What do we want to talk about today? Anybody want to talk about anything in particular? There's not any very few rest stops on this old highway, this toll road now. There isn't. There's not a lot of places to pull over and park along it, you know. So I remember one time I come across here and parked about where I'm at now. I mean, maybe back behind me a little ways. I can't remember the town, but I pulled into a Walmart and parked there. And then about 7 o'clock in the morning, they were out there knocking on their door. Hey, you got to leave. You can't park in our parking lot. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I wasn't out front. I was around back by the loading docks. But the new the daytime manager showed up and didn't like the trucks parked there, so he made them run off. And that's another thing about Walmart. They're getting more and more. They're getting more and more to where they don't want trucks parking in their parking lot. It's not because the trucks are parking there. It's because the drivers are throwing their trash on the ground and their employees have to go out and clean it up. Quit throwing your trash on the ground, drivers. I just, you know, you're ruining it for everybody. Let's see, Indianapolis is my hometown, okay. Living in Memphis. What? Yeah, living in Nashville, living in Memphis, you agree that I-40 to Nashville is kind of a mess. It used to be it's still a good road, but they got a lot of construction over around the Jackson area right now, and that's constantly getting backed up, and it's just heavy traffic. Why run heavy traffic and why run 5 extra miles to run heavy traffic and have to go through a big city in Nashville, okay, and Bowling Green? It's not that big a city. But you get the idea. Why run that way when you can run this way? It's so much easier. Now, like I said, back in Tennessee, north of Memphis, there's some stoplights, not that big a deal. And you get up around the Dyersburg, here's a couple stoplights. And there's another town up there, I don't remember the name of it. There's a few stoplights here and there. But I'd rather hit a few stoplights than get stuck in a road construction. It's a hallway of trees, but there is a hallway of trees. Okay, here there's undulation and curves, and you come up around this next curve. It's a nice little drive. Getting out. And I ain't seen a cop yet today. I haven't seen a. as you can see by that sign, you go to the map, you can see Beaver Dam. Find Beaver Dam, Kentucky. That's roughly where I'm at right now. And then you get off right here. There's a WK truck stop. I've been in there before. Real small dirt lot parking lot. But like I said, there are places to park, but just not very many. And it looks like we got maybe about another 60 miles to Elizabethtown. So I don't know if we'll get that far today on the stream. But see here, you can see some farmland and stuff. It's not like just a non-stop hallway of trees, But it's just pretty. It's just pretty. Let's see here. Let's scroll back some of these. Let me try to read some. Service area. I didn't know there was a service area along here. They might have, I guess they got a rest area after all. I don't know. Didn't know about this one. Probably knew about it, just forgot about it. Yep, service next left. Oh, Pilot's in there. I think there'll be a lot of trucks in there parking at night. All them big name companies all go in there, park. They drive until about 4 in the afternoon and pull in and park and fill up all the truck stops because of electronic logbooks. So, yeah, this is just an old toll plaza, a service plaza for the toll roads. So yeah, there's not a whole lot of parking in there. Let me look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. About a dozen, maybe more, parking spots for trucks heading eastbound, and about a dozen parking spots for trucks heading westbound. So yeah, not a whole lot of parking. They got a Tesla charging station in there. So, oh yeah, there you go. All right, let me see if I can read some of these comments. Said something here. Somebody wanting to know if I'm going to join up with their or meet or whatever with Santa and the 1776 movement. And no, I don't have any. I don't have any plans of doing any of that. If I did, I'd already be up there. So no, I'm not interested in that at all. That's just I don't see that movement doing anything. They're just, I don't know. I haven't really kept up on it. Maybe they're growing. I don't know, but I just don't see it going anywhere, doing anything. It's just for me, I feel like it'd be a waste of my time. Okay, if there was a bigger, if it starts growing and gains strength and all that. Oh, I also heard something else about Santa. Somebody, I don't remember where it was, either in a comment or an email or something, but somebody mentioned that Santa turned in his colors. He's no longer a Proud Boy. I have no idea if that's true or not. I really don't. But somebody sent that information to me, and I'm like, oh, well, okay, that's all right. Well, however, whatever that means. But if it's even true, I don't know. But just throwing that out there. I don't really mean that it means anything. I just throwing that out there. Like I said, I don't know if he still is or isn't or whatever. It doesn't really matter. I don't care. But anyway, yeah, we're as far as the 1776 movement, like I said, I wanted to be a part of that. I would turn around right back up to it. It might surprise me, but I don't feel it's going to do anything. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to gain momentum. And I know there's probably somebody out there. Well, if you join up, maybe it would grow. Well, yeah, no. I'm not that influential. So maybe it would if you would start. Let's see, what was it? Yeah, maybe if you went, it would start growing. And what difference does it make if he's a Proud Boy? They aren't bad people. I'm not saying Proud Boys are bad people. I'm kind of thinking they're probably pretty good people, and they've been falsely labeled by the other side. You know, it's funny how the Proud Boys, apparently, from what I understand, the Proud Boys are considered a hate group and a what do you call it? A domestic terrorist group. Yet Antifa isn't. What? How's that? Oh, and another thing is I watched the, well, we won't say the word because it might get shut down. But I watched the movie last night. Somebody sent me the movie and I watched it last night. The 2K Donkeys. Let's just go that. 2K Donkeys. You know what I'm talking about now, right? I watched that movie. Very compelling. Very compelling. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah. If you haven't seen the movie, watch it. It is very compelling. And is it ironclad? You know, in a courtroom, lawyers would make it look like circumstantial evidence. Sure looks awful compelling to me, but you know, as far as lawyers are concerned, I don't know. You know, lawyers can sit there, have a video of somebody stabbing somebody, and say, "Well, that wasn't him doing it." What? You know? So yeah, lawyers are sneaky, tricky people, and that's unfortunate because a lot of lawyers become politicians. I wonder what do you think about that? A bunch of tricky, sneaky people are running our country because they used to be lawyers and now they're politicians. Yeah. But I don't know. Are we going to be, even if everything in that movie is true and can be proven and everything, are we going to be able to reverse it? No, more than likely not. What that should be to everybody, I think, would be a wake-up call to straighten out our election system. This mail-in ballot stuff is a bunch of, I mean, it's one of the worst things this country's ever done. If you can't take the time to stop work and go to a poll and put in your ballot, okay, I'm sorry, to me, election day is election day. No early voting, no remote voting, no, except for the military, overseas military. Other than that, if you live in Ohio, but you're down on vacation in Kentucky, and you don't go back to Ohio to do your voting, then I guess you didn't want to do it bad enough. Period. If you can't show up to your poll station and put your ballot in, and I think they ought to do something like, I saw this when they were doing the elections over in Iraq after Saddam Hussein was ousted, and they had elections over there. And what they would do is that you go ahead and sign your ballot, and then you dip your finger in ink. I mean, the whole damn finger. So now you got a green or an orange or red finger, okay? Whatever color that would be. But you dip your finger in that, and now your finger is dyed red, and it won't wash off, okay? So you walk around with a red finger, that tells everybody you voted for one, and for two, you can't go in and vote a second time. I mean, it would be, oh, we got to make sure everybody can vote. Well, everybody can vote. Just get off your lazy asses and go down to the polling station and vote on election day. Well, I was sick in a hospital. Oh, freaking well. Okay, how many people are actually in the hospital that can't leave and go down to vote? Not that many. And it's just, you're tough luck you didn't get the vote this year because you were sick. Guess what? You're tough luck you didn't get to vote this year because you died. If you're dead, you can't vote unless you live in Chicago and you're voting for Kennedy. So yeah, I don't buy this. Well, we have to have remote voting. We have to mail in ballots. Watch the video or the movie. Watch the movie, and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, these mail-in votes, and I didn't know that's how mail-in voting worked. Okay, that movie educated me because I didn't know that's how it worked. Okay, I thought you were mailed a ballot. Okay, let's say I live in Dallas area. Okay, I live around the Dallas area, and let's say I'm not a truck driver. I'm a contractor, and I'm off working in another state doing something. Okay, and I'm up in Indiana working, and I can't. And you put it in these mailboxes, these voting boxes that aren't for mail. Okay, it's strictly a ballot box. And I didn't know that's how that worked because I've never mailed. Only time I've ever voted, I got off my lazy ass and I went home and I went to the ballot, the voting spot that's for me, my local area, my town. I'm a truck driver and I'm gone all the damn time. But hey, it's election day. I need to get my butt home and I need to vote. So I got a load going home and I went up and voted. Okay? But, oh, well, I'm too lazy. I want to vote. I don't want to vote on Tuesday on election day. I want to vote 3 weeks earlier. Bullshit. Vote on election day. And if you don't go down there on election day and vote, you don't get to vote. Simple as that. So, anyway, that's just my little rant for the morning. This election fraud is just amazing, and and the thing about it in the movie, they don't just say that the left did it. Okay, now when it comes to Biden, yeah, but the Republicans have done it too. Okay, they were talking about one of the Republicans out of South Carolina, I think it was. North Carolina or South Carolina, one of the Carolinas, and years back had did some voter fraud kind of crap, you know, and so yeah, it's just on both sides. It just, if you want this country to be free, you want your freedom, make the election process valid. Okay, don't make it to where somebody can go out there and harvest a bunch of votes, stick them in a ballot box, and walk away. You go watch the movie. If you haven't watched it, look it up and watch that movie, and you'll understand how they are. And let's just say they didn't cheat, but it's so easy they could cheat. Okay, so take that away from both sides, where they can't cheat. So our voting actually matters. And they don't have to cheat in very many places, like they pointed out. They only had to cheat in about 3 states: Michigan, Georgia, and Arizona. That's it. So yeah, there probably was very little cheating going on in Utah or Connecticut. But in the states that they thought, oh man, these are going to be battleground states. Oh, and the other thing is, the people that they found that were doing all this, guess what? They just happened to be in Portland doing the Antifa shit during the BLM riots and everything. Suppose it's the same group of people? You think? Maybe. So yeah, it was a very interesting movie. Very interesting movie. So go back and watch it, and I'm going to watch it again once I get home. I'm going to plug it into the TV at home and watch it again. So somebody actually made a DVD for me, and thank you. You know who you are. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So. Uh-oh, North Star, you not feeling good? Uh-oh, somebody said she's not feeling good. Stan, I'm hi from Maine, good to hear your voice. There you go, yep. Hello, Maine. I need to get to Maine more. I think I'll do that in the RV camper, whatever. I want to go up and explore Maine. I went up to Maine. I went up to Maine and just basically left to Portland and turned around and came right back out. I really haven't been upstate Maine at all. That's one of the few states that I really haven't explored very much. You know, like I said, the farthest north I ever got was Portland, and that's not very far north. So, yeah, Maine is. I'd like to go up there and check that state out a little more. What else we got here? I'm trying to read this with all that glare coming across the hood. It's hard to read all the ballot stuffing has always existed. I'm vacationing in Maine end of July. There you go. Yeah, ballot stuffing probably has existed. All right. Well, stop it. Let's clean it up. Let's stop it where you can't do that. You know. And I'm not really against the digital. You know, because they're not every time, but most of the times I vote in Texas, it's been a digital vote. You know, you go in and you touch a touchscreen computer. You know, I've done that several times, and I've also done the ballot box. You know, the actual card where you fill it in. I've done both ways. And I don't have any problem with the digital one. I really don't. But I would rather do the hard ballot. Okay, the actual hard ballot. So after it's over with, and if there's need to be a recount or something, they physically have a card that they can read, not just a digital signature on a computer somewhere. Because computers can be manipulated. What I think would be a good idea is you have a computer screen, and you touch it and do whatever, and when you get done, you hit print, and it prints out a physical ballot. Something like that would work, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Now, paper ballots the only way. Yeah. And the thing is, I agree with that. I agree with that. Paper ballots should be the only way, simply because paper ballots, it's not that big of a deal with paper ballots, okay? And you have a hard storage. You can store them somewhere. So 20 years from now, they can go back and look in history and say, see, this election was stolen, or that election wasn't stolen. This election was fair, whatever. Wouldn't it be nice to have all the ballots still? Maybe they do, I don't know. But wouldn't it be nice to have all the ballots for the Kennedy election down in Illinois, in Chicago, and go find out how many people voted and how many people were actually alive and how many were dead? Because they had a whole bunch of dead people voting that year. Isn't that odd? So. I think it all started, the modern fraud all started with Al Gore and Bush and the hanging chads and all that kind of crap. I think that the problem we have today started back in 2000, okay, with the Al Gore election, because at that point they realized, oh man, we got to do something, and they've been working on it for 20 years, and they finally got it figured out. And they've got it down pat, and they've got an army of people working to do it. So, and every one of these elections, they just get a little bit better at cheating, a little bit better, a little bit better. And now, what they were doing in the movie, what they were doing was tracking what they call mules. Okay, the mule would, deliver ballots to a ballot box. Okay, and just like a mule, they call them mules because of like drug mules. Okay, you got mules that bring drugs across the border. Okay, so they come up with the same kind of term. They're delivering they're bringing ballots across town to put in ballot boxes. All right, they go and they shove all these ballots in the ballot box, and they only do 3 or 4 or 5, 8, some 7, 8 at a time. It's not like they show up with 50 of them and shove them in there. They show up 2 or 3 or 4, okay? But they have their cell phone with them, and they can track the cell phones. So, guaranteed, next time they'll be doing the same thing, but they won't have their cell phones with them. They'll leave their cell phones at home or turn them off or whatever, okay? But you can tell by watching the cell phone traffic of how they maneuvered and went from point A to point B. It was pretty compelling evidence. Like I said, a lawyer probably not circumstantial, but you don't know. Oh, well. Yeah, if you call it the real name of the movie, it might get people's attention. So hey, call it 2K Donkeys. 2K Donkeys. People will know what you're talking about, but you're not using the actual name of the movie. So 2K Donkeys. Yeah, I don't know what some of you guys are talking about. Block right. So I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, $10 paid for each fake ballot. Yep, that's what they were doing. People were doing it for money. Well, how do you get these people? Well, they get them to do it because for one, they got a political ideology. For one, but then two, hey, there's money to be made, and I want to know who is paying